Well, I'm delighted to say that joining us along the line now for an exclusive interview is the new Tipperary Senior Football Captain, Aishling Moloney. Aishling, how are things?
Good now. Tipp and I are doing a bit.
I suppose the first thing to say to you is congratulations. When did you find out?
I probably would have known it about 2 weeks now. But yeah, no, it was obviously a massive honour for me and I suppose my family as well. Obviously, captain your county like that is something that you dream of since I was a young girl anyway, since I was about 7 or 8. So I have big boots now to fill with Samantha Lambert's name just kind of out the window. So look, we'll give it a bash and just see where it all takes us.
Yeah, she was actually on to us to see if we knew who the captain was, but same as yourself, we were kind of sworn to secrecy. Have you been talking to her since?
She actually texted me there about an hour ago. So obviously it probably came as a surprise to us that Sam had left last year, especially with her age. We would have thought there was another 2 or 3 years in her. But look, unfortunately, life comes into play and I'm actually related to Sam, so it's nice that it is passing on to another cousin as well to kind of keep the trend going, and hopefully there's another cousin coming up along behind us now down the line to kind of do the same thing. But yeah, no, look, it's massive. It's nice, but it's only a name tag at the end of the day. There's girls in that team who are leaders in their own right, and look, it's only a name tag for myself and Anna Rose, and we just have to do the best we can in terms of providing for the girls and whatever they need. But at the end of the day, look, it's a team, and we'll all go out as a team. We'll be winning and losing as a team, so it's just an added extra kind of bonus.
Yeah, because we've been lucky enough to have access to your training there for the last few weeks on certain occasions, and there's plenty of leaders there. It could have been anybody really. So, as you said, it's only a tag.
It's great that it could be anyone. It's great that we can actually say that actually, there is so many leaders within Tipperary ladies football, and everyone is eager and enthusiastic, to push on and just become the best that we can be, I suppose. And yeah, look, it is only a tag for myself and Anna Rose. It's, we're a part of a squad, we're a part of a team, with management team there as well. So obviously it comes with its own certain duties and stuff. But at the end of the day, look, it's an honour to be representing the girls on behalf of the two of us. But at the end of the day, look, all we want to do is try to get over the line, and whatever that takes, I suppose, we'll try to put things in place to help that cause.
Yeah, because we were talking to Declan there, and the panel itself, it's young enough, but there's plenty of experience too.
Very young. It's been young now with about, I'd say, 2 years. It must be about 2 years now, I'd say 3 years even. I remember when I started out, I was 17, and I remember within 2 years I was nearly becoming the oldest on the team. So it is very young. It's a good complaint that it is young. There has been an enormous flush of players I've went through since I started out. It's probably a complete new panel, which is a pity in the way girls have left for whatever reasons. But it's very exciting. It's very ambitious in Tipp at the minute. It's great to see clubs getting involved. I was at under 14 trials there on Saturday, and there's 90 girls participating. So it's all about your underage and younger ones coming up, and I suppose that feeds into the senior team then hopefully down along the line.
Yeah, because you can see the groundwork that's gone into ladies football in Tipperary over the last few years.
It's massive, and there's great people involved in the county board who are really putting the proper kind of plans in place to help the cause. And you can normally, other years probably might have been focused even in a club level. Clubs might even focus on their senior team, whereas now, like, I've been to a good few clubs, even locally, one being up the road from me is New Inn, and you just see that the effort that they're putting in with their underage, and you just know that they're going to have a bright future ahead of them. How enthusiastic the girls are, and just the way they have their plans in place. And it's just so important that even as us as senior players, that we're mindful of the under 16s, the under 14s and the minors, because in a few years' time that's what's feeding into our team, and that's what's going to be the difference hopefully of us kind of being successful and getting over the line.
Yeah, because I suppose success breeds success, and the success that you've had over the last few years has probably brought the profile of the football in Tipperary even higher.
The word has probably picked up about it as well. even younger girls are probably become more aware because maybe they're opening the paper or they're turning on TGR or turning on the telly or they're on their social media, and they see role models popping up, not only just in Tipperary but all over Ireland. So it definitely is brilliant. It has come a long way even since I started out. I remember the days when we weren't even getting a warm shower for the training, where now that has become the norm, which is brilliant. And look, it's all down to Lidl and TGR and all the good work that they've done. It probably still has a bit to go yet, but it's great to see how fast it's moving. It feels you're kind of in a whirlwind being in the middle of it. And I actually remember Samantha Lambert saying to me, I'll never forget it, she told me to just appreciate the times that we're going up in with the change in ladies football, because they grew up in an era where no one knew what was going on, whereas now the amount of coverage, even with yourselves covering games and stuff, sure, 4 or 5 years ago, if you asked me that, you'd never think it was going to be possible.
Yeah, because something that actually opened our eyes to it. We were on a webinar a couple of months ago. I think it was Ivani Quillen was hosting it, and you were on it yourself. And the commitment that you were putting in, it kind of opened my eyes to it, and I kind of realised that you deserved as much exposure. So, and when we approached the county boards, they were actually delighted that somebody would come forward to get involved. And like, obviously, some of you are high profile, but the rest of them are putting in as much effort as what senior hurlers and senior footballers are putting in.
Yeah, I suppose it's just about getting that exposure out there. And like, this is probably the current debate at the minute. I think ladies football really have shown off the skills the last number of years, with the matches being on in last year in particular, our 2 games with Galway and Monaghan. Even afterwards, you'd notice many people that be talking about it when you meet in the street, and people that you'd never would have thought of watching it. But look, it's not as if it's a commitment. It's something that we want to do. It's something that we enjoy, and we don't think different about it. But it is great to see the likes of you involved and just people getting behind us, because it means an awful lot to us as a team. And I suppose even for the younger girls coming up, it does create that more awareness that, even within clubs now, they can watch the older girls. I remember when I was younger, I used to look up to the older girls in my club, the likes of Leanne Barrett, who used to play years ago. And if I could have seen her play on, current circumstance, if I could watch her play now, it would make an awful difference. It would be, I wouldn't want any television. I just want I just want the live streaming. But it does, it's massive help.
Yeah, and just looking ahead to this weekend and the championship and league in itself, you showed last year that you do belong there, and a couple of decisions either way in both games, and you could have easily been in an All-Ireland semi-final.
Yeah, I could have belonged there, but then it's just kind of like we performed really well, but it's kind of, it's kind of getting to the stage now where we just kind of want to shove on a bit. And I suppose since Declan has been involved, we haven't talked about the past. It's kind of more so focusing on the present, and we have a lot of new girls in us this year, so there's kind of is a transition there as well. So I suppose, look, we don't think too far ahead as a group. We just focus on ourselves, and even with the match on Friday, we won't speak about it. It'll just be all about what we have got to do, and the standards that we set ourselves and the standards that we want to achieve. We don't think too far ahead. We're not thinking beyond into the championship or league. It's just kind of enjoying what it is at the minute. Appreciating that we are able to play, and just going out there and just getting the best out of ourselves and being the best that we can be.
Well, the main thing is to not go off the field with any regrets. If you give your all, there's not much more you can do, really.
You'll never come off the field as well if you know that you have some days you go out and things aren't working for you, and you can always work hard to counteract that. You can easily tag that player who's running back or get that hand in, which could be the difference between a goal and a point for the opposition team. And things mightn't go right for you all the time. I've often hit corner flags, but you can counteract that by working hard. And look, there's a panel there. There's loads of girls feeding into what's been done by Declan this year. It's a unit. We're all 1 to 34, 35. It's not about the 15 who are starting. It's about everyone feeding in, going in a positive direction and trying to move everything forward.
Yeah, I suppose having that competition for places there all over the field is a huge help too. It kind of pushes everybody on.
Creates a very competitive atmosphere. It kind of, the most vivid memory of me being in an environment where it's extremely competitive was when we DC One O'Connor Cup that year. I was involved in it, and it was probably, you had 25, 26 odd county players there coming from big counties, and to see the competitiveness edge. I remember we used, Peter Clark was overs, and the forwards would leave the pitch till they got a goal, and you could be there waiting 15, 20 minutes, but we'd be killing ourselves. And I suppose I learned an awful lot about that, and I was in second year at the time. It was probably 4 years ago, and bringing that competitiveness into the environment now, and it's a happy competitiveness though. It benefits everyone on the team, and everyone ends up getting better.
Yeah, because just looking at the couple of training sessions that we were at too, there's great camaraderie there between the panel at the moment.
Yeah, there is, in fairness. A good few are playing with each other a long time now. Well, 4 or 5 years now, so it's great. And I suppose even when you're going to the club scene and you're playing at club level, there's always a massive respect there in terms of playing against each other. There's always massive respect, and it's great that it is like that. It's just, I suppose, since we've been back, there's been a great atmosphere there, and it's been shoved by the lads and pushed forward by Declan and the management team. And I suppose, look, he's just setting the right platform for us, and we're just lucky enough to be feeding into it.
Having somebody like Declan Carr there, an All-Ireland winning captain, and I know it's hurling and that, but his experience and knowing what it takes to win an All-Ireland must be an awful help.
Massive. The first training we had with Declan, I think he instilled something into every one of us, that it was kind of more so the enjoyment factor and getting the best out of ourselves, I suppose. And from that training session, even talking to a few of the girls, it's just amazing how his persona and the way he goes about things, he's so professional, and I suppose it's brilliant. It's amazing to have him on board with us and bringing his experiences. So I suppose someone who has been there and done it at the top and knows what it takes to get to the top as well, and his experience he's going to bring to us is going to be vital. Yeah,
because I know we done a programme with him there on the 91 All-Ireland a couple of months back, and a few of the lads were saying they actually had a meeting after their league, and Declan was struggling himself at the time, and he knew Tipp were struggling, but he kind of told a few lads a few home truths and what they had to do to get up to the standard to win an All-Ireland. He was willing to sacrifice his own place, not only on the team but on the panel, to see Tipp winning an All-Ireland, and for the better of Tipp. So if you have a fellow like that that's willing to sacrifice himself for the good of the county, you can see how beneficial it will be for you as well.
You can see that by him, even the way he just goes about in training and stuff. Just the approaches he takes and all, it's very much looking beyond, I suppose, us as a team, and I suppose just setting standards for the younger girls coming up and stuff like that. But as you said there, it's no surprise to think that he would have done that. He's just a very professional man. He's a tough cookie, but we enjoy it. But yeah, no, it's nothing but good to speak about Declan.
Yeah, and there's a good backroom team there with him as well.
Very good. It's been very enjoyable. Claire Lambert, Paul Fitzgerald being in now obviously brings a lot of experience from his playing time with Tipperary, which is massive as well. It's been a great foundation, I suppose, put in place. And look, I suppose, they can put a great foundation in place, but I suppose us as a group, as players, need to respond to that in the right way. And that's something that we've been talking about the last while, just about pushing on the extra bit and just focusing on ourselves. So hopefully it can be a positive year all around this year.
Yeah, well, as you said, hopefully it is a positive year, and hopefully it will be a long and successful year for you. And I want to wish you the best of luck and for the year and for Friday, and hope to talk to you again very soon. And thanks for being with us.
Thanks a million for having us on as well. It's any kind of publicity we get in terms of the team is brilliant, just to kind of get it out there, So I'd like to thank you for everything you've done as well, and all the promotion that you're giving to us in Tipperary with ladies football. It's massive and it's brilliant, and it can only be beneficial. We mightn't see it now next year, but we'll see it down the line with all the younger age groups. And thanks a million for everything that you've done.
No problem at all. Thanks, Aishling.